Over half of adoptees in the UK eventually try to discover the identity of their birth parents. When mother of 6 Fee started asking about where she came from, she was totally unprepared for the question it would raise.
Hi there.
Hey, how are you?
Come in. I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
That's all right.
Hi.
Grab a seat.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
This is Lily and Molly.
Nice to meet you both.
Katie
Katie.
and Ava.
And Ava.
My first granddaughter.
This is so exciting. How old is she?
2 weeks and 2 days.
Look at you. Your first baby?
Yeah.
So you're an auntie?
Yes.
She'll tell you all about it, won't you?
So 6 children.
All girls.
Yeah.
Big family, aren't we?
Big gang. Never a dull moment. Fee, it's lovely out here. Thank God I didn't put my flip-flops on. Can you imagine? Wading through the grass. Oh, this is beautiful. So you're a grandma?
Yes.
Nan? Grandmother?
Nanny.
What we say?
Nanny Fee.
Fine. Nanny Fee. So what is it that you're trying to find out?
I was placed for adoption from birth. I didn't have any information about my biological mum and dad until I traced what happened.
Talk me through your childhood and your adoptive family.
I had the most amazing childhood. Just a wonderful, carefree childhood. My adoptive parents were lovely people, and I was very loved. I grew up in a wonderful house, huge Victorian, big garden. I never knew any other family except the wonderful one that I was raised by. But the life I was brought up in was completely different to the life I discovered. When I was 20, I decided I'd quite like to trace my biological parents. And huge shock of discovering that my mother was killed. Jeez. It was domestic abuse, and my father was serving time in jail for murdering my mother. The social worker told me that when I was born, there is a statement from my father that says he does not believe he is my father, but he was going to put his name on the birth certificate for the purposes of adoption. According to my father, earlier in that year, my mother had been away on some form of course or conference for her work. So it's quite possible that that was when I was conceived. So I suspect there is some truth in my father's allegation. So is that man who murdered my mother, is he my father? Or is there somebody else?
So you'd like to try and figure out if the man that murdered your mother was your biological father. How did that feel, knowing that the man that murdered your mum could possibly be your biological father?
It was a huge shock. Don't want to be related to somebody who's got that in them. To even think that you're related to a person who can damage somebody else that deeply is not nice. All these years, although my family have known, it's been almost like a secret that I've carried. A secret that some people know about. But I haven't got the key to open the box the secret's in. These are all questions that the only person who could have answered them has been taken away from me. DNA testing is the only avenue left open to me. This is the only step I can take forward.
Fee only learned as an adult that her birth mother was murdered just a few years after she had been adopted as a baby. He's said to have admitted battering his wife to death because he was furious with her for falling asleep.
After he'd beaten her up and kicked her down the stairs, he thought she was pretending that she was dead, when she really was. Left her between half an hour and 2 hours before he called an ambulance.
Oh, Fee.
How can somebody do that to somebody else?
I'm so sorry you've had to go through all of this, Fee. It must have been really, 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 really hard. The man that murdered your mum, potentially your father, is he still alive?
As far as I know, he passed away.
He sounds like an incredibly angry individual. You're so calm, you're so loving. Is it surreal to think that he could be your biological father?
One of the things I want to ask Turi, if my dad is capable of doing this stuff, does that mean I am? And that's quite a scary thought.
Fee is hoping that Turi can help her reveal the truth about her birth father.
Come on in. Come sit down. It's lovely to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you too.
So, how can I help you?
I was adopted. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I traced my family history and discovered that my father had murdered my mother. On my notes from my adoption, he has stated categorically he did not think he was the father. So I really would like to know if I'm related to him or not.
We know that even today, about 2 women a week are killed by their partner or ex-partner.
It's just unbelievable that that's how my mum died. The hands of the man professed to love her. The other thing I have no knowledge of what my mother looked like. My one ambition, apart from finding out about my father, is to see if I look like her. So there's, for me, an awful lot of unanswered questions, starting with whether my father is my father. I did not know if there was any way we could find out if he was or not.
Okay, there is. So we're going to be looking for people who you share DNA with, and then building family trees to try and give you the answers.
You never know what you've inherited when you're adopted. And you do wonder on the odd times that you lose your temper, and you just think, oh, am I like him? You do wonder if it's been passed down to you.
Genetics is incredibly complex. We are not just our DNA. We're a mixture of our genetics, but also our environment and what's happened to us in our lives. But we are not born as a blank slate. There are genes that are associated with personality. So, for example, scientists have recently found 40 genes where particular versions are related to an increased propensity for aggression. So if someone inherits those versions, and there are difficult environmental conditions, then there is a small chance it could be harder for them to control violent urges. But you've said you've just had a beautiful first granddaughter. She's going to be a mixture of her DNA and her clearly very loving environment. So it is nature and nurture. Obviously, what we might find out is that the man who killed your birth mom is your biological father. How would that make you feel?
That's a hard one because I just don't know. I've lived with this for so long. If he is my dad, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't help where I came from. I can only help about where I'm going. I was incredibly lucky to be raised by an enormously loving family. I have my own family supporting me as well. I'm just looking to answer questions. And if I get no further than the knowledge I already have, I have to accept that.
We're gonna do everything we can to help you. I hope we can find you some answers.
Thank you.
Turi and our team will now be able to use Fee's DNA to try to determine if the man on her birth certificate is indeed her birth father.
That's like cool.
Slow away. She's gone. My biggest fear is that of my father. He's inclined to violence. Does that go down the family line? Or have I passed that on to my children, my grandchildren? That frightens me. I don't articulate my worries to my children about inheriting something bad. My job is to protect them, it's to love them, it's to care for them. I'm doing this now because the birth of my granddaughter has changed things for me, has reawakened old questions inside me. And I have to find some answers. I need to know.
Several weeks after first meeting Turi, Fee is travelling back to the University of Leicester to find out her DNA results.
Come on in. Take a seat.
How are you?
I'm fine. It's so nice to see you again.
It's lovely to see you too.
So when we first met, your question was whether or not the man who murdered your mum was your biological father.
That's right.
So this is where DNA actually can really come into its own, because it can give you a really conclusive answer. So what we did was we had the name of the man on your birth certificate, and we have your mum's name. So, we take your DNA and we analyze it, and we found 19 third cousins, 5 second cousins, and 1 first cousin. And whilst we're doing that is we're trying to go, okay, so this looks like it's coming from your mum's side, and that allows us to partition out what we think is coming from your biological father's side. The next thing to do is to build the tree of the man who was on your birth certificate. And then what we're looking to see is whether or not this tree from the man who's on your birth certificate is matching what we're getting from your biological father's side, to see if there's any overlap between the two. And there was not. The man who killed your mother is not your biological father.
I don't know what to say. I set my mind at rest. But I was so scared. The fear that I'm like him in some way is gone. This is my last chance to find out once and for all. And you've given me the answer I really, really wanted to have, but wasn't sure I would get.
Yours has been really huge step to take to do this, to open that door, not knowing which way it was going to go, and you did it. With more work, more research, we could find your biological father's family.
Whether I'll ever go down who my father was or route, I don't know. I'm taking one step at a time, but I don't ever feel I need to know about my father.
It's an awful lot to take in.
You've answered the biggest question I had in my head, so thank you. Thank you enormously.
You're very welcome. I know you're going to go see Stacey now.
Hello, Fee. You doing
Good.
okay?
Good day.
How are you? Sit
Thank you,
down.
darling.
Get comfy.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What's going on? What are you thinking?
Turns out that my father was right. He wasn't my father.
So through DNA,
Yes.
we've been able to establish categorically that the man that killed your mother was not your biological father.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't at all. All these years, although my family have known, it's not something you just come out with to people. So in a way, it's been almost like a secret that I've carried because I didn't have the answers. And you gave that to me.
What a burden to carry. You have been thinking about this. It has occupied your mind for decades.
Something that I thought would walk beside me for the rest of my life has gone. He wasn't my father. I feel like a great weight lifted off my shoulder, but just desperately sad. You know, if I had my mum been able to get out and go somewhere safe, it would have been very different, I suspect. But it wasn't, and there was nowhere for her to go. She had nowhere to run to.
It sounds like she prioritised your well-being, your welfare.
She did absolutely the best she could. Yes, I'm free. I'm free from it all.
Well done, Fee.
Thank you.
Get home to your babies. The one thing we hadn't been able to give Fee was a picture of her birth mum, who she's never seen. But out of the blue, our team received an email from a distant relative.
Hello.
How's things?
Yeah, lovely to see you again, Sophie.
Oh, likewise. How have you been?
Yeah, fine. How have you been?
Good, I'm good. How are your family?
They're all really good.
Oh, thank you ever so much. Fee, when we first met, I remember you saying, "What does my mum look like?" You were desperate for a photo of your mum. By the time we got to the results day, we still hadn't been able to find these. And then the team kept working. You know, they were just we were so keen to be able to show you a picture of your mum.
I can't believe it.
Feeling ready?
As ready as I think I'm ever
Yeah.
going to be. Deep breath.
Okay, Fee, this is a photo of your mum. This photo, Fee, is incredible.
Someone else on this planet who looks like me. Other than my children. She's so happy.
Pleasure. They're beautiful, aren't they? She was beautiful.
Thank you.
My Fee. I'm so thrilled that we were able to find them.
I can't believe you could.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I had accepted I'd never know what my mother looked like. And now I do. 47 years and somebody else looks like me.
So like your mum. I saw that photo, I couldn't believe it.
It's a new morning now, new day.
Yeah, well done, Fee.
Thank you.